got a very special guest for me to kick off today's show. He's a man that's coming off of a big win just a couple weeks ago. He's now moving his record up to 16-0 with one draw and 14 KOs. He's ranked the WBC number 2, WBA number 3, IBF number 4, and the WBO number 15 ranked welterweight contender in all the world. He also goes by the nickname El Cugre. That is Raul Curiel. Raul, appreciate you for taking time to come on today, man.
Hey brother, how you doing? Thank you for the opportunity, man. Thank you for the time, and glad to be here, bro.
Absolutely, man. Well, there's no other way we could possibly start this interview off other than discussing your most recent fight. Absolutely incredible performance by yourself. You go out there, you get the fourth round KO. Dominant
hmm
performance, very entertaining fight as well, I have to add. When you now have been able to reflect on that fight, what goes through your minds with your thoughts on the performance?
Well, bro, is obviously this fight opened me a lot of doors in my
Mm,
career. Helped me a lot with the rankings too. He was
right.
undefeated, tough Argentina. The South American fighter. They know for that, and I know he was coming like very strong. But very happy, man. I need that same, and to ask for the opportunity for the world title. But
Right.
right now that fight helped me a lot. Now more people know me, and that's what I say. With that statement, they helped me a lot, and probably we're gonna fight for the world title very soon.
All right. Well, I want to dive into that fight a little bit more. One aspect of that, obviously being on the Jake Paul Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. undercard, that is a
Yeah,
massive platform for a lot of guys. And being in the boxing world, I've always said this: you can have your thoughts about Jake Paul and the whole situation there, whatever you want to say, but he provides a massive opportunity for so many guys. And every time he fights, the undercards are always really good. And I've known you for the past couple of years. I've loved watching your fight, but for a
yeah.
lot of people, this was the first time they got to see you, and I think they all walked away very entertained by yourself. Can you
Mhm.
walk us through that aspect? What is it like part of a Jake Paul undercard, and how much does that help you in terms of your brand?
No, a lot, man. Since the first day, you can see all the production.
Mm,
Uh, he do a great job in boxing. He helping boxing right now. He started getting more followers for us, and
mm,
all the show, all the production over there. Everyone is very kind. I got the opportunity to say hi to Jake
right.
because I know him and Logan. Uh,
Mhm.
in the past, I helped Logan do sparring for Mayweather,
Okay.
and so I know them. And but yeah, he helped in boxing a lot and fighting. The zone platform in this big stadium. It's one of
Mm,
my you know most important appearance, and it was a statement. Everyone was happy with that, and even that I talked to Gilberto Mendoza, after the fight, and we were looking forward for the world title, for the world opportunity, WBA. I think Rolly Romero have the regular title,
right.
and that's the opportunity that I wanted, and every time that I got one, I'm gonna take and I'm gonna try to put on the show like always, and keep building my boxing fan base, and let me know in the sport of boxing.
All right, well, I want to follow up on what you kind of talked about, and that is, you are top ranked in the top five of three different conditioning bodies. One of them has you at 15, that being the WBO, but the other
Mhm.
ones all are opportunities where you're right there, ready to fight for a world championship. But you did just say a moment ago, WBA seems to be the one you're almost kind of lining yourself up for. Obviously, Rolly Romero is the WBA regular right now. There's not an official
Yes.
world champion with boots moving on.
Uh-huh.
Is that the one you're pursuing? Is that all the belts that you have discussions with? Is WBA the one that you seem to be kind of lining yourself up for?
Right now, and my best position right now in the rankings is the WBC.
Right.
But we're just waiting. I don't know. Probably I just need to wait the winner from Barres and Pacquiao and try to
Mhm.
do a good deal. But yeah, I think, and I feel this is gonna be my first opportunity fighting for the WBA. But I don't know. I don't know. I'll be ready for every opportunity they give me, and I'm waiting
Right.
for the call. I'm waiting for the call. One of my, no, not mine. All the boxer wants to be world champions, man. And
Mhm.
now I know that I have the opportunity. I'm so close, you know, to 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 get my dream come true. You
Right.
know, any opportunity that I have, I'm gonna take it, even WBC or whatever organization is.
All right.
Yeah,
The welterweight division right now, it's just in a way it's kind of chaotic and crazy. And obviously, like you said, obviously Boots Ennis, he kind of was that guy for the past couple of years. He's now up at
yeah,
154. And so that opens up just on paper, two of the belts obviously are now available. We know obviously Patty Donovan and Lewis Crocker's fighting for one of them. The other one, we don't necessarily know what's happening. And then we have fights like Manny Pacquiao going down now this weekend. So I want to
yeah.
ask you your thoughts actually on a couple of different things because one of which, Pac-Man's returning this weekend, fighting Mario Barrios. What's your thoughts on that fight first and foremost?
It's gonna be a good fight, man.
Okay.
I saw Manny train, and he's still the same discipline, bro. The same
Mm,
energy. He's very motivated and he wants to fight. And I know Mario is a warrior. That's the reason he's a world champion right now.
right.
But for me personally, they have the opportunity to fight a legend like Manny Pacquiao in the future, or even that fighting for the world title with Barrios versus Barrios. Uh, all the both of the options for me are good.
Right.
Fighting with Barrios with the title or fighting with a legend like Manny Pacquiao, and I I think I'm close. To have
Mm.
that kind of opportunities in my career, but we'll see. I'm gonna keep doing my work and stay very focused in my goal. To be world champion by the end of the day.
Curious, who do you have winning that fight between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios? Who do you have winning it?
Ooh, I think Mario have he's very young, more young than
Yeah.
Pacquiao. He fought Ugas, who beat
Mm.
Pacquiao in the past. No, he always put on the show. He's a warrior. I know it's gonna be a good fight, and we'll see Manny Pacquiao. He's a special man. Um he's still training like always, like
Right.
yeah, 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 when he was in prime. And you know, for me right now it's a 50-50. Yeah,
Mm.
because Manny is focused. He's
All
training
right.
very hard. I saw him. And for Mario is a warrior. It's gonna be a good fight. Very entertaining fight.
All
Yeah,
right.
but we'll see. You know, we need to wait and probably gonna face one of those in the future. So I'll be watching the fight.
All right. The other one that's been announced now, Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney. Obviously, Norman's one of the other fellow champions. Who do you think is going to win that fight?
That's gonna be a good fight. That's gonna be a um Norman is very strong right now.
Yeah.
He's very strong. And welterweight division is tough.
Yep.
So for Devin it's gonna be hard. That fight is gonna be hard. But we'll see. He's very intelligent. He have a lot of IQ. I know him. I spar him, and yeah, he's very talented. He's a good fighter. But
Right.
Norman Jr. is one of the top dogs of the division. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's gonna be a good fight. But if I can say, it's a 50-50 too.
All right.
Because we know Devin Haney from super lightweight, but in
Hmm.
the welterweight, it's a very different story.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be entertaining fight. I got Norma
Okay.
because the way he's the champion right now. It's a tough champ, but it's gonna be a good fight. I hope they both stay in the middle and then fight. It's gonna be entertaining fight.
Do you think that's going to happen? Because I think honestly, and I know a lot of people give Devin Haney a lot of slack for it, and I get why. But Devin Haney is very technically sound. He's overall a really good defensive fighter. Brian
Yeah.
Norman is not the kind of guy you probably wanted to be exchanging shots with out there. I know you probably would have that game plan a little bit more so, but Devin Haney changing shots with Brian Norman is probably not the best idea in my opinion.
Nah.
But do you think Devin Haney will have that game plan? Or do you think that it could be at the end of the day, Devin Haney would do what a lot of people don't like him doing by quote unquote running around?
Yeah, yeah. He's a very intelligent fighter. He do always a good plan for every fight.
Yeah.
But the welter, like I say, it's a very different story, and
Yeah.
we'll see how it looks in the new division with a tough fighter like Norman. I think it's gonna be a good fight,
Yeah.
as and we'll see. Uh, you can see Shakur. this weekend with Cepeda. He stayed, and everybody
Yep.
expect like he was gonna run the whole fight. Oh, we'll see what's going on. We'll see, but I think it's gonna be a good, very good fight. Tough fight for Devin, but a good fight.
I know the way I've watched you fight, you're not a guy that's ever going to run around. You are a guy that's one of the most entertaining fighters, in my opinion, to go out there and watch every single time you put on an absolute show. And so I have to ask, talking to a man that I would call a warrior in that ring, what's your thoughts on overall, like you said, Shakur Stevenson did his job this weekend. I think he does it a little bit different than
Yeah.
truly running around. But if we look at a guy like William School, I feel like that's more the definition of kind of running around with what he did against Canelo. You can make a debate
Mhm.
about that for Devin Haney in different times as well. When you see those type of fighters, what's your thoughts on them?
Well, boxing is because of styles. So
Right.
everybody he can they can have their own style. But
Right.
I never liked Mayweather. Well,
Mhm.
sometimes I love Mayweather is one of my idols, but the last fights he run a lot, and the criticisms is tough for them. I think Devin, like I say, is a very IQ fighter, but
Right.
sometimes he runs a little,
Yeah.
so he needs to put on the show. His
Okay.
last fight, I think, is not the best performance, but boxing is styles, man. And
Mhm.
for me, I like to be like a brawler, stay in the middle, but um, I have a 2, 3 fights that I fought like a boxing type fighters,
Mhm.
and as a fighter too, you don't like him, but well, it's a styles.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to ask about your style because, as I said, it is one of the most entertaining overall
Hmm.
fighters to watch. I love watching you fight every time you get in that
Thank you.
ring. Is that something that has always been a part of you, just who you are naturally? Did it take time to grow
Yeah.
into that? What gave you the mentality to
Yeah.
say, you know what, I'm going to stay in the middle. I'm going to exchange. I'm going to go brawl with my end. Whoever I'm sitting in that ring with, I'm going to go to
Mhm.
war.
I have confidence because I train very hard. I always sacrifice a lot every camp. I sacrifice
Mhm.
a lot, but that's my secret. I feel very prepared. I always trying to be in 100%, taking care a lot of me, and the camp. So is that my self confidence in my training, you know? So
Right.
I have the capacity to stay there, stay in the pocket and working of it. But I think that's myself, since I was Olympian.
Mhm.
Uh, I do a lot of fights as amateur. I represent Mexico in a lot of tournaments, but I never like it, the Olympic style. Sometimes I lose fights just because the other fighter is just like doing points or running.
Right.
But I like my style, and I think I got a lot, experience. All my fights, I fought in the WSB, World Series of Boxing,
Yeah.
before Trump Pro. So I got a little bit experience. I fought a lot of styles in my career, and I think that's one of my keys. The experience that I have, and I'll be involved in very tough fights, and you know, I keep winning. But yeah. I like more to be a brawler. The Mexican stuff. They always
Right.
say that, and I know the people like my style, so I always try to be very prepared and every fight, to can put on the show.
You talk about being able to balance that, and that is something about you. There's a lot of guys that you will consider great fighters over that are very entertaining, but they do lack that overall amateur pedigree. They lack that ability to just go out there and box, and sometimes that hurts a lot of guys. They don't become world
Hmm.
champions. You, on
Yeah,
the other hand, like you said, you have been an Olympian. You had one heck of an amateur career. Just to give some stats out there: gold at the
yeah.
2012 ABA World Championships, 2013 Olympic Cup Championships, the Washington D.C. or 2013 Golden Gloves Tournament, Olympics in
Hmm.
2016. You know how to truly box the amateur style as well, which is truly natural boxing. When
Yeah.
you talk about being able to balance, the skill sets of boxing as well as going out there and still being able to perform at a high level and go out there and brawl, how do you balance those two aspects?
Well, that's what I say. I'm very involved in a lot of tough fights in my career, and I know like that helped me a lot, to know a lot of styles, fighting around the world. I'll find even
Right.
in China, there's have a lot of style over there. The European stuff, South American style, and I try to learn a lot. And when I become pro, uh, obviously it's a very different world. The punches is more harder, very different type of training. But by the end of the day, I learned a lot, and I think is one of the reasons that I'm in this position right now. That I'm be involved in boxing my whole life. So since
Mhm.
I started at 6, so uh, I think I have the skills and the experience, to fight in the big fights and beat the top opponents of the division. But I think with time, eventually the people will see me and all my potential, and I think I can, and I want to be a legend in Mexico. I try to,
Mm.
build my legacy, and I think I'm doing good right now.
Right.
But I think the future is very bright for me.
100% agree. You talk about being a legend in Mexico, and there's different
Yeah.
styles. And that's what I think about. I love about boxing is that you could travel to any portion of the world. They have boxing there, but every country has different styles. Some of them are
Yeah.
similar. I think the Mexico style, Japanese style, they're very similar. There's a lot of similarities between the two of them. But then you
Mhm.
come to America. There's not a lot of guys that like to go out there and brawl in America. There still are some, but the majority of them are much more technique based. You go to the
Yes.
UK, very similar story, so on and so forth. When you talk about being able to represent Mexico, you have that
Mhm.
flag you got to represent. You represent your
Yeah.
people. What does that mean to you?
Right now, I'm living the dream for me
Hmm.
because I always, like I say, I start very young in this
Right.
sport of boxing, and now I can do all the things that I saw in the TV. And I
Hmm.
remember growing up here that I always tell my dad and my mom that one day I'll be there, training
Right.
with these very important trainers like Freddie Roche, like Robert Garcia,
Right.
and now be in this position, be like I say, living the dream, and now carry my flag, all my people over here, uh, all the Latinos, the Mexican people. Um, Very happy, man. Very happy. It's a dream come true to be in this position right now, and now start fighting in the top uh show or fights in the world. And I always believe that eventually, uh, in a point of my career, I will start living all of this,
Hmm.
and it's just a little step, to close
Right.
this dream to be world champion. But right now, everyone here are very happy, and I'm happy to be here too. More people start to know you more,
Right.
and they feel very happy for me, man. They know everybody knows over here knows me since I was a kid.
Hmm.
So right now, saw me in this level, everyone are happy.
Absolutely, man. Well, we obviously got a little bit off track where I was going at before, but I want to hop back to where we were a little bit ago, and I was talking about a couple of different matches going on in boxing right now. The last one
Yeah.
I had to pick your mind on. There's going to be a rematch between Crocker and Donovan. That's going to be for another world championship. When you
Mhm.
look at that fight, who do you have winning the rematch?
I didn't saw the fight. That's the
You
first
did
fight,
it.
but for some coming days, they come a lot of good fights, man. That Manny fights is coming too. That's a good fight. Bam Rodriguez is gonna fight too.
Right.
But I'm gonna check the fight. I'm gonna check
Okay.
the fight, and then I text you and tell you.
All right. Sounds good, man.
Yeah, bro.
Well, the reason I wanted to ask about all the different things is to kind of go back to where we were discussing. You are
Uh-huh.
number 2 in the WBC, number 3 WBA, 4
Yeah.
IBF. WBO for some reason has you at 15. That's is what it is. When we look at that, there's a lot of fights going down right now with a lot of opportunities. When
Yeah.
you look at each opportunity right now, when do you think you'll possibly have a world championship shot? When do you think that's going to come to fruition for yourself?
Well, I'm just waiting for the negotiations.
Right.
Uh, this is sport. It's a business too.
Right.
But I hope this year,
Okay.
can have my opportunity, man.
All
The
right.
chance, to fight the world title, even Rolly, even Barrios, Pacquiao, or whoever. You know, uh, I'm gonna try to be ready, and I hope by the end of the year have something. But I hope become the opportunity for world title. But we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Right now, I'm trying to be, enjoy a little bit over here, but waiting for the call always, to get back to the gym.
All right. There was information that came out today. It said that if Manny Pacquiao were to come away with the Mario Barrios win, there are plans and rumors that Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao could have a match. Both of them are. That's obviously interesting to say the least. I'll leave that there for now. But
Yeah,
when you see something like that, I'm not sure if you've seen that information come out yet. But what's your thoughts on that?
that's a good fight, man. Uh, I just saw a couple rounds of the Pacquiao Mayweather because I got idea what was going on. Floyd is gonna be, boxing, and he had a lot of abilities and everything, and Manny just looking forward for a fight. But it's a good business for them.
Yeah.
And but we'll see what's going on. I think Manny is gonna put on the show, man. I saw him training, and
Okay.
he still got it, man. He's special.
Mm.
I hope one day, face him, fight him.
All right. You're looking at a man who Mayweather would be 48 years old. That could possibly be 49 years old, depending on when that fight happens. Manny's
Yeah.
47 years old.
Oh
This
yeah.
is an anomaly. If Manny wins this weekend, he'd be the oldest welterweight to be a welterweight champion in boxing history. What's your thoughts on having a potential 47 to 48-year-old fight a potential 48 or 49-year-old in the ring? Is that weird, or what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I think Manny Pacquiao, he's always danger.
Right.
But if I have the opportunity, I'm gonna take it. Just because I want to fight a legend.
Mm,
But we'll see what's going on. We'll see what's
right.
going on, and if I got the opportunity, I hope to fight WBC two versus Manny Pacquiao or
Okay.
Barrios. But
Right.
it was a good fun. But we'll see what's going on.
All right. Well, I want to throw another option out there for you. There has been rumors that we know that with the WBA route, Giasov, he's a man that obviously has put himself in
Mhm.
position, would have been
Yeah,
the mandatory to draw on Boots Ennis if Boots Ennis stayed around. Obviously, Boots is not there, so now he's kind of just sitting there waiting for the next opportunity. That could be a title eliminator or even interim championship for you guys, the WBA.
could be.
Is that a fight that you're looking at?
Yeah, just looking for good fights and tough
Right.
fights, and I want to fight the best of the division. I
Hmm.
want to be one of the best, not just in Mexico, BLA and internationally, and fight just the best fighters around. And
Okay.
we'll see eventually if I have the opportunity or I need to do another fight. I'll be ready. Ready to fight the best of the division.
All right. Let's say every single person at 147 was available for yourself. No fights are booked. Everything's available. Who would be the three fights that you want to make happen right now?
Well, because I got this title animator. I think the number one is Rolly.
Right.
Number two, Barriers or Pacquiao. Depends who wins.
Right.
Uh, and the number three, I don't know. Probably looking forward the rematch with Rocha, but we'll
All right.
see what's going on. I just want to take good fights and make good statements and build my name in the sport of boxing.
All right. So if I were to ask you now, a year and a half from today, that would put us heading into 2027. Where do you see yourself at that point in time when it comes to accomplishments, whether you're world champion or not, whatever it could be, record? Whatever it is, where do you see yourself heading into the year 2027?
Oh, what a good question. World champion for
Okay.
sure. I want to be a world champion and defend the title.
Mm.
Because Mexico, I don't know who was the last champion we had. I think Margarito
At
in welter.
147 or just over welterweight? That might be the case. Let me see if I can look it up real quick.
Yeah, so we need a champion in the welterweight. You know, there's a lot of good fighters in Mexico. Pipino Cuevas was the WBA welterweight. Uh, but yeah, we don't have too much welterweights in the history. So
Right.
I want to be there. Yeah,
All right, so I do have to ask you the follow up question to that then. You become world champion. You
yeah.
break a long drought, then not being a world champion that's from Mexico at welterweight. What would that mean?
Whoa, no, no, no. I think I already make history in amateur boxing.
Right.
But I want to be in the books, of the best champions in Mexico. I want to be a legend too. Uh, I'll be involved in boxing my whole life. So, see myself, like a champion and a recognized champ. Is, my goal, my dream.
Right.
So I'm taking little steps, but every day I'm closer for my goal.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And
sir.
just to I just looked it up. Margarita was the last one that was Mexican born. It does include Barrios being the last one because of him being Mexican ties, but Mexican born is Margarita.
Oh well, like I like he represent his origins, Mexican,
Right.
but he's from Texas. He born in
Yeah.
the
San
U.S.
Antonio. Yep.
But I feel very very happy. He always put on the show and represent Mexico. But yeah, I think Margarito was the Mexican born and raised here
Yep.
to be champions. But you know, it's possible. It's possible. I'm close for
Hmm.
the, you know, you know, have the chance to fight the world title.
Right.
And when I have the opportunity, I'm gonna take it, and I'm sure I'm gonna win.
I love it. Well, I want to get into your story, Raul, because you obviously have a great journey to get to the point you're at today. And so
Mm,
we head back. We just got done talking about it. You've grown up in Mexico. That's where you're born and raised. When
mm.
did boxing become something that you wanted to pursue, though? Has this always been what you wanted? Did it come later on in life? Or when did you really start to pursue boxing?
Yeah, I think one of the first reasons because all my family fought.
Okay.
My granddad, my dad, my older brother. I'm the youngest of the family, but all of them then they only fight in Mexico,
Hmm.
and I was the first one that I started fighting like internationally and representing Mexico. But I think it's from family.
Okay.
I saw my dad and my older brother fighting. Uh, I saw them fights, and I love boxing since day one. And
Hmm.
you know, look at me right now. It become my job,
Right.
and it's my passion, bro. And I think the best it could happen to you is work what you love, so you
Hmm.
don't have to work. So it's
Hmm.
my passion. I'll be put a lot of work in my career, my whole life. Everyone knows me as Raul, the fighter, the boxer.
Right.
So boxing represents everything, everything of Raul Curiel, and I'm very blessed to have the talent, and I'm really thankful and grateful with boxing because boxing gave me everything, and to be close, to be world champion, and you know, is the culmination of all of my life,
Hmm.
all that I want in my life, be world champion. But yeah, all my family put something in my career. My dad stars. He was my first train. My mom helped me with the food. Like a nutritionist.
Right.
My older brother helped me in aspiring. Uh, right now, my wife. She always, support me every time that I go to camp, and we make a good team. You
Okay.
can do the things by yourselves. You need help always,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed to be in the position and have the family that I have, and now they have my whole country, by my side, supporting me. Uh, you know, be world champion for me. Uh, man, I've been sacrificed a lot. So I'm closer right now, and I know I'm gonna be world champion.
Mm.
So yeah, we'll see. I'm starting very young, but now I'm here, and is I'm in the position that I always want to be.
When did it start to click and become a realization for yourself that you have a chance at becoming the type of fighter that you are today? Obviously, a top contender, a guy that's going to be fighting for world championship in the future. When did this start to become a reality for yourself and you knew you could accomplish these things?
I think since my first fight as pro,
Really? Okay.
because I make my debut in Vegas. No, any fighter can fight in Vegas. His first fight,
Mm-hmm.
and I fought in the Canelo fight in the T-Mobile Arena, and in that day, I realized that I have the potential, the talent to be in the most important places in the world of boxing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think since my first fight, I always have a top fight, but I always have confidence in myself and my skills, and I always try to put on the work in the gym and show up very good, like in very good physique, and but yeah, I think my first fight, and when well, I think when I since I represent Mexico in the Olympics, I know that
Okay.
I can do great things in boxing.
Right.
But boxing is tough,
Yep.
and you need to be working hard every day to be here. Sometimes I don't believe that I'm here, but it's all because the hard work that I put.
Mm-hmm. You when you brought the Olympic Parks, and that was almost what I thought your answer was going to be there. And so I have to dive into that right there because you get to represent your entire country on the biggest international stage you could ever do it on, the Olympics.
Yeah.
Nothing that's the pinnacle for any athlete. You want to be able to
Yes,
participate in the
sir.
Olympics. And you did that. You accomplished being an Olympian in the 2016 Olympics. You have to say that experience. What was that entire process like?
Ooh, it's 4 years of process.
Mm,
Be fighting in different countries. Try to get the ticket for the Olympic. And I remember that I got the the chance, and I got the place in the 64 kilos in China. I won my right to go to the Olympics.
mm-hmm,
And before that, I went a lot of world championships. I represent Mexican Pan American games, and mm, I'm very grateful for everything that I did in the Olympics. Uh, After that, you know what happened to me in the Olympics, that I get a foot potion, and I
mm-hmm,
and I couldn't. And after that, I want to retire, because that was my only dream in the sport, represent my country in the
right.
Olympics. But I don't know what could happen. I knew that I possibly can win a medal,
Mm-hmm,
but I don't know. After that, I never thought to become pro.
okay.
So things happen, and now the life put me in the position to become pro, probably because of that. And I'm very, happy, because when I couldn't, fight in the Olympics, I was very depressed. I thought in the retire, but well, they called me. Golden Boy called me. Now my manager Frank Espinosa called me. They believe in me, and I try to always working hard, and
Mhm.
I'm very grateful for that. But it was a good journey for me. I live a lot of things in boxing, but definitely for me right now, I'm living the dream.
All right, I have to ask about that portion. I did not know that you were almost considering retiring after the Olympic portion. I knew you had a lot of stuff and issues with the Olympics, but
Yeah,
we're talking about one of the top contenders in the welterweight division right now, possibly never even being in this position because you were considering retiring at that point.
yeah.
If I knew you going all the way back to 2016, and I would have said, "Hey, Raul, you're going to be a man that's a top contender in the world one day," how would you have responded to that question?
I never imagine. I never could imagine. I
Mm,
never could imagine because I have my own confidence.
right.
But sometimes the doubt, sometimes the fear, then don't let you think that your dreams can become true.
Hmm.
But if you work hard, if you very disciplined, you can make it. You can make it, but you need to sacrifice a lot and work very, very hard.
Right.
And for your question, I don't know. For my mindset in that time, I could never believe it.
Mm.
Yeah, but
All right.
well, I'm now I'm here, and uh, I try to be focused in the present and take care of myself. Like I
Right.
say, I'm very close for got my dream come true, and I'm gonna keep working until I you know become world champion and you know get that or get my dream back, to have the Olympic medal. Now, to be world champ.
All right. You go by the nickname the Cougar. How'd you get that nickname? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, because I'm Raul Curiel Garcia.
Okay.
So when I have Facebook, my older brother start with this too, and I just put together my middle and my second name,
Okay.
Curiel Garcia. But when I fought in the WSB, they broadcast here in Mexico, and
Hmm.
that was a guy from the radio star call me Cougar because it's like a little J word,
Hmm.
very aggressive and kind of my style. And he started, oh, he like the Jaguars. He started to call me like that. He's a very aggressive fighter, so they start calling me Cougar. So I take it, and I'm still have it.
All
But
right.
the truth is my middle name, my second name, my
Uh,
mom's name, my dad's name, and my mom's like Curiel Garcia, and I put together.
all
So
right.
I represent my family in that way.
I love it. All right.
Yeah,
So you made a transition earlier this year, even going back to your most recent training camp. You start off with Freddie Roach, you then
mhm,
transition over to Robert Garcia.
yeah.
Why did you make that move?
Uh, like truly because I talk with my team too.
Okay.
I take the decisions, but by the end of the day, you have a team, and I talk with my manager. I talk with my promoter too, and I have a really good relationship with Freddie. Even when I fought, uh, I went to the wild card to say
Okay.
hi to everyone over there because I have to move to Riverside in the middle of the camp, so I could have the opportunity to say goodbye to everyone over there. So I got a good relationship with Freddie, but I think we do an excellent move,
Mhm.
going with Robert Garcia. And since day one, the tension, the work, the discipline the coach have, uh, we start to work very, very good. So we asked him, and he told us like, hey, whenever you want, you can come and we can work. And Robert Garcia is an excellent trainer.
Mhm.
So this first fight with him, I feel the difference, and even in the sparring, there's a different levels over there, and I feel very good and have the confidence that I'm gonna become world champion with Robert Garcia.
All right. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like almost what you're saying is that you and Freddie Roach had great terms. Everything was good. There was more so
Yeah.
just you want to make a transition. You just want to make yourself a
Yes.
little bit adjustment at this point in your career. Then,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
okay,
I make 12 fights with Freddie Roach, like
yeah,
12 and 10 knockouts. So we do a great relationship as a fighter and trainer. But yeah, we want to try something new, and I think we do the best decision. But yeah, yeah, I have a good relationship with Freddie. He still send me messages, and he's still you know watching my fights, and we're good, we're good.
all
And with
right,
and with Robert, um, he's always working hard, very disciplined coach, and I think it was a good move for me for my career.
100% agree. All right,
Uh,
when I asked you earlier about the 3 fights you would probably want to make if everybody was available, the last one you said was Alexis Rocha, and I want to go
mhm.
back into that fight because your record is incredible. Still, you have not lost a fight yet. Your only blemish, if you so-called want to have it, is the Rocha
Yeah,
fight. That's your one draw. Is that a fight that you are still wanting to get back? Do you want that rematch to happen?
of course, of course. I think it was a close fight, but
Definitely.
I think I won the fight,
Hmm.
but it was a draw. You can say the same. Yeah, I think we put on the show. The fans love it, and I think they wanna propose the fight for fight of the year in that time.
Yeah.
So I like the good fights. He can fight. He's a good fighter, and like all the boxers, we want to have a trilogy in your career, in your record. I hope one day we can get the rematch or the second fight.
Right.
Um, but yeah, we'll see what's going on with him. I think he's getting recovered for injury or something.
Okay.
But I hope okay and ready, and we can talk for you know a good business, a good fight.
If you look back at every fight you fought in your career, is the Lexus Rocha fight your favorite fight, or what would you say has been your favorite fight of your career?
I think the Kerovian fight,
Okay.
Ferdinand Kerovian. He
Gotcha.
was a 15 and 1 and 13 knockouts in that time. A very tough Armenian fighter. Is when I make my 10th fight, and I won the NABF title. But I think he's one of the strongest fighters I never faced, and I was losing the fight. I was losing that fight, and I knocked him out in the ninth round.
Hmm.
But yeah, he put me on test, and I think that's my hard fight. Sometimes I remember that fight, and I know not too many people know the name of Peruvian, but he was a top contender. And
Right.
I have a lot of difficult fights in my career, but that one definitely, I remember always that fight because I won my first title, and he was a tremendous fight, and he was a very good opponent.
Absolutely. Well, Raul, I have one final question for you. It's the question like wrapping up every interview with, talking about your legacy. When you step away from
Yes.
boxing one day, what do you want your legacy to be for what you have accomplished both inside and outside of the ring?
Um, I want to everybody, remember me as a warrior that never talked too much. I always try to talk with the gloves.
Right.
And as a fighter, I want to be a legend. I want to become world champion, be in the history. Right now, could this all these years without Mexican welterweight champions and defend my title, with honor and the the many times that I can. And eventually, I think one day uh, I will be in the history books, and I'm gonna become a legend. But
Absolutely.
right now, I try to focus on what I got in front. But yeah, it's one of my dreams, be remembered as a tough Mexican champion.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you for taking time to come on today, man. It's been a blessing and honor having you on the show today, man.
No, thank you very much for the time. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And you guys are our first, promoters. So I always very grateful for you guys with the media, and I always have time for my friends of the media, man. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Of course, you're always welcome on, man. God bless.
Thank you. You too, brother. Have a good night.